There's 250 fucking shells! 250 rounds of ammunition!
When you really think about that feeling, it's so scary. You know, it's the part of your humanity. It's like the monster inside of you that you can't control. It grows on you. These ideas, you just build them up in your mind and make them so powerful.
I wanted to give like somewhat of a brief idea of what kind of creator he was. He was doing it in 2007. Keep in mind, the crime happened in 2017, a full decade after he started YouTube. He fantasized about school shootings. Enough to the point that he fucking considered Columbine shooters, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, he idolized them and considered them heroes for what they've done. This man is taking you into his work where he is about to be in a night or two where he plans on taking 2 fucking pump shotguns and blowing the motherfucker up. Much to the, I guess, request of some of the YouTube watchers, some of the audio listeners, I guess we're gonna try to dive back into the darkness.
Right, yeah.
It's not a gore video. It's nothing like that. It's not cartel related.
Yeah. And
so you can rest.
We want to do this for you guys because, I mean, we know that we have like 350 subscribers on the Clips channel. A good majority of them are from people who are, you know, watching the gore type videos, and they are fascinating to us. You know, they're things that have fascinated us for a long time, and so, you know.
I mean, like, you have your shows like your 60 Minutes, your Dateline NBCs, your fucking murder documentaries, you know what I mean? Like, you have these fucking bizarre crimes or these just like horrific shit, really, that we can have access to really at any given time.
Yeah.
And there's some that you just don't hear about, but all the stories, like, if like a serial killer, like, a lot of people would see that and they're like, that shit's fascinating. You know what I mean? Like, as fucked up and macabre as it is, it's like, there's just something so fascinating 100%. About it. It's like, what makes your brain tick that way, man? Like, what in the fuck is it that went wrong?
Yeah.
What went wrong? Did anything go wrong?
All of these documentaries, you know, they've made the same documentaries about the same serial killers so many times for so many years. And you know what? It's still never been answered. Why? And that's what it is. You know, you have all these different perspectives. You try to interview the victims. You try to interview the people who raised the murderer. You know, you just try to get a full perspective, and that's always the question: is why.
And at the end of the day, you still don't get the answers you want because the main source is most likely already tapped or dead.
Yeah.
Like, the source itself, the killer themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that's who you want to talk to.
It's a mystery.
Like, until you can talk to them, I mean, you can talk to their parents, sure. You can talk to their high school teacher. You can talk to their fucking preacher. You can talk to their fucking semi-good friend in middle school. It's not like talking to the person who experienced it for themselves.
But how
and is willing to speak.
Yeah, but how competent is their answer going to be?
That's my point, though. Is like, you'll never know.
Charlie Manson, why did you commit these murders? Why did you have these people murdered, Charlie?
I'm just a simple bum.
I'm nobody. I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo.
I just played music with the Beatles, man.
I don't even know about the Beach Boys.
Oh, the Beatle Boys, man.
The Beach Boys, damn it.
I didn't murder nobody, and I played with the Beatle Boys, man.
I never killed anyone.
I had the Surfboard and the Beach Boys and the Beasties and the Neil Diamond and the Rob Scott and the Jimmy Schiffrin and Elvis Presley's, Mesca Bestleys and all them guys. Well, I've never killed anyone.
You did, kind of, Charlie.
But Randy Stair did.
Randy Stair.
Yep, and that's who we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Randy Stair was a YouTuber like back in 2007. I love how I just dove right into it, but goddamn it, I've had enough segues into like brains being blown out and people being murdered.
Right.
That it's only apropos that we finally dig into it.
Right.
Randy Stair, aka also known as Andrew Blaze, was another personality, I guess he went by, or he adopted later on. You actually may have seen this person before, and maybe don't even recognize it.
I think I have seen this guy pop up in thumbnails in my YouTube recommended. I've like not clicked it because you know better than anybody that I just feel a certain way about this stuff. You're probably more apt to click on that stuff to learn about it. I have to save it for a time where I feel extra secure and ready mentally to consume that kind of dark content.
I understand that. I thought you meant like you stumbled across his original channel, which I was going to say there's no way you did.
No, I think
because like
if this guy is related to Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen just like the thumbnail of somebody who was like,
but don't really understand.
Seen some guy who looked kind of off, you know.
Mm-hmm. So you can see just by your first. I mean, like I'm sure you were reading like thumbnail titles.
Right. Like,
but you seeing him for the first time like that, if that was your first recollection of actually seeing him, and you thought like just by looking at him like he just looks like he might be unwell.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you wouldn't be wrong. I mean, like you're pretty fucking accurate. But
well, I see on that topic, man.
Mm-hmm.
I see that it's like a shooter, and I think you said it was a school shooter, maybe, right?
No, it wasn't a school shooting. No, he fantasized about school shootings enough to the point that he fucking considered the Columbine shooters, Eric Harris and fucking Dylan Klebold, I think is his name. Enough that he idolized them and considered them heroes for what they done.
And what the thing that I was going to say on that topic is that, you know, when you look, there's like a school shooter like type, right? I mean, am I wrong? Maybe it's rude to say that, but
I mean,
feel
you
like
could say that. Like, there's certain criteria. It seems like it's being met across it's like a bingo card for fucking school shooters or just spree shooters.
Why do they all seem to be so pale? And like look like
haven't you learned all spree shooters are white?
And
they are though. I mean, like
definitely
straight up
100%. I can't think of another memorable shooter that wasn't white. Honestly,
I was gonna say, man, like you were watching YouTube back in 2007, I'm sure 2008. The reason I say he may have rung a bell back then is like he was doing collab. Like he wasn't like a dead channel or anything at the time. Like kind of popular. Was a skit channel.
Really?
Yeah, like it was enough. Like, do you remember the YouTuber Make Me Bad 35?
Some people think I'm psycho. I beg to differ.
Yeah. That was like OG YouTube for me, man. Like watching him with the sped up videos, like in his car, humping the steering wheel,
talking to stuffed animals and stuff.
Yeah, that shit was like the beginning of YouTube for me.
Well, Randy Stair had done collabs with Make Me Bad.
Wow.
You know, and a lot of people accused him back then of like copying Make Me Bad's video styles because he had like Randy Stair had like a wooden alligator that had a sped up voice. Like that would like he would do sketches with and shit, and like other characters like that, like Make Me Bad did.
Yeah,
and not to mention that they kind of look similar. Like at the time, the haircut and shit, like kind of looks the same. You know?
And not to assume too much before we even get into the depths of this cake here, but like, isn't it strange that like a psychopath would? I mean, it's not strange. It would make sense to me for a psychopath to want to copy a YouTuber or something, somebody who's putting something out there that they can define whether or not it works, and they can like copy that behavior. And it's like if you're, you know, I guess a sociopath type, and you're just doing things for self-gain and you don't really feel, and you're just kind of copying things around you.
Yeah, I mean, well, whether he's a sociopath or whether he's narcissistic, whether it's calculated, I'll leave that for you to decide as we go further into this. I would have had other vehicles, Jesus Christ. I would have had other videos pulled up, like of his early content, like with skits and stuff, but I was unable to find them. So I just kind of wanted to give like somewhat of a brief like idea of what kind of creator he was. He was doing it in 2007. Keep in mind, the crime happened in 2017, a full decade after he started YouTube. I can remember he was, I think...
So how popular, do you know if it was like 100,000 subscribers or was it more like...
You got to keep in mind YouTube, like
early
how
days.
many people were watching YouTube then.
That's true.
YouTube had only been around maybe 2 or 3 years.
Good point. Nobody probably had 1 million subscribers. Now that's like average for a big YouTuber.
Sure. Monetization at this point, when he started making videos, was brand new. It was introduced, monetization, Google AdSense. It was introduced shortly after he started, and he was, as far as I can remember, he was one of the first few people that actually got cleared for monetization on his skits and shit. So amongst those first wave of people that was getting paid on YouTube, I think he was in the midst of that. And he was like, he would talk about how he was wanting to do that full time, like that was a passion. And he would animate. He was an animator too. He started doing that later on.
To me, it begs the question for like content creators, like Onision comes to mind. And it's like, is there a certain type? Is that related at all, or am I drawing connections where really like?
I think
there's a lot of people who put content on the internet, and it would only make sense, I guess, if a few of them were a little insane.
I mean, like it could be drawing parallels.
Yeah,
I think it's more so. The internet's a fucking wide open playing field, and everybody can get on there
and play out their crazy all they want to.
Some people can hide it better. Some people they use it as a way to feed their ego.
And that's another thing too. You say they hide it better. You can be a different person when you present yourself online, like we've talked about. I don't need to like bear into that, but like perhaps he can present himself to the world the way that he wants to, and perhaps something more sinister is inside.
Well, in his YouTube career, I don't know if he ever took a break or anything, but there was a time, like he symbolically, I guess, destroyed his like characters that he made, and everything about his channel just started to take a darker tone, a darker edge. Like it was like something in him, like just seemed like it had changed.
Like, did fans notice it at the time?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure. I don't know what how people were reacting to him then. I mean, like for what I'll get into, for it to have went so undetected, or like people just didn't have the foresight to be like, somebody call the cops or like do a welfare check on this motherfucker or something. You know what I mean? And not like I'm not like absolving him of like any guilt by whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, he's fully guilty. In my opinion, he was fully fucking calculated and had been for a long time. And, like, dude, there's just so much to it. It's hard to explain. He would pop up randomly, dude. Like, he popped up in Equals 3 randomly.
Equals 3?
Yeah, Ray William Johnson. Like, in 2011, he randomly popped up and he kind of got, like, a semi-shout-out in a way.
What's up? What did he say? What's up?
What's up for him?
What's up for him?
What's up for him?
What's happening, guys? Well, there are these contractors here, and one of the guys didn't put the parking brake on, and oh no, the truck runs over him. So then this other dude here runs out to catch the truck, but he forgets to put on his parking brake. And this is like watching a slow, painful death. Oh no, good lord, here it comes. Oh, the humanity. Dude was hit by 2 trucks. All right, a couple of interesting things about this. One, the kid who originally posted this actually vlogs regularly on YouTube, which usually isn't the case for people who post these videos. And good for him, someone gets hurt in his grandpa's yard and he's like, F it, I'm gonna post this shit on YouTube right next to my blog.
Yeah. What's up for him? Got a future murderer on here. What's up for him?
A future murderer? No, this was a past murderer.
Oh, past. Oh shit! He came on after he killed some people.
Wait, what do you mean?
On Ray William Johnson's show, like
years after the fact.
After he killed.
Oh no.
Oh, okay,
no, God,
okay.
No.
I was like, what the fuck? Ray William Johnson's a fucking sellout, dude, doing collabs with a spree shooter, dude.
Shit, Ray William Johnson was done with YouTube, like, well, by the time that even happened.
No.
He was already dipped the fuck out.
Yeah.
I stated earlier that this guy here, he idolized the Columbine shooters, right? Mm-hmm. I'll get into that even to a more hardcore degree, but I will say, like, I believe when he done what he done, he was wearing the same exact shirt that the shooter Eric Harris wore when he shot up Columbine. Down to that degree.
So, I mean, he idolized them a lot.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't just like, look, we both want to shoot people. This is like, these are the guys. Like, this is my, hero. This is Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? To me, this is my hero.
Yeah, like, this is my fucking Stone Cold.
That's my Stone Cold, dude.
God damn it.
Just think of whoever your hero is, and then imagine that
John
person,
Cena.
And then imagine that person if it was instead like a murderer. I mean, a spree shooter or something.
Fuck, dude.
But it's true. People obsess over those people.
I'm sure there's a lockbox out there somewhere full of letters that was written to Charles Manson while he was in prison.
Yeah. And he responds to all of them with, I keep it.
I mean, dude, this motherfucker, as far as I can tell, when he started his animated series, he was planting seeds of what he was going to do even then. Like, he was just like slowly dropping plants. He was dropping seeds into the earth's soil to grow seeds of destruction. And I actually do have one or two of his animations pulled up, and I would let you judge for yourself here in a little bit. Okay. But I only bring that up because you said earlier Danny Phantom. Right.
Yeah.
There's a character that popped up in Danny Phantom. Mm-hmm. Ember McLean? Yeah, Ember McLean. It's a ghost, I guess, and he fell.
And so on each episode of Danny Phantom, it's like a different ghost that he's like battling, right? Like a different bad ghost.
I believe so.
Or maybe coming into contact with ghosts.
My memory's very vague with it, but that sounds correct.
So it's just like not even a main character, maybe?
No, it's just like
a
kind of like a throwaway character, I guess.
Yeah.
But he even states in one of his vlogs that she changed his life.
So a side character, like a one-off character in this TV show, changed your life. How does somebody change your life from 30 minutes?
In his, it's almost like a fucking religious revelation to like how hard it impacted him, because he references her as his goddess, his queen, has fucking posters of her on his wall. He made a whole fucking animation based around her and other ghosts. And it's like it's like high school ghosts. Like, I guess a School of the Dead, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But it's like all high school ghosts that had like traumatic ends in life or something. So I guess like vengeful spirits, and he is in that universe, and he believes when he dies, this is how far it goes, that he believes when he dies that he will join Ember McLean forever in his own animation.
We're all destined to be recruited on the other side. It's not a matter of by choice, but by fate. For years I've had a recruit by my side, Amber Flores, helping me get my feet wet for what was inevitably ahead. Every new recruit gets assigned their own unique number. It's not a pretty process.
We're the best, nothing less. Time to the best.
They say God takes young souls because of their purity. That's a squad recruiting their newest member. It's kind of like being split into different houses based on your traits. There seems to be an endless amount of squads in this universe. But this one has been my home. The afterlife is more than just a battle. It's a war.
Well,
but he was miserable. He wanted to take his own life, and it came to a point that he didn't know what to do, how he was going to do it. He wanted to do it for a long time. He had plotted out a long time to take his own life, because he'd stated at a point that...
So he really believed that he was going... I mean, do you think from what you've seen and maybe I'll gather more when we watch here.
Oh, you will.
Do you think he really believed that wholeheartedly?
Yes.
Like religiously felt that?
Yes. 100% in my bones, I truly believe that this man believed everything he was saying. I think there's hardcore undiagnosed things going on with him.
Yeah.
From the way it seems to me. I'm no fucking therapist. I'm no psychologist. But, I mean, my God, man, there's fucking red flags everywhere. Unless you're wearing rose-tinted glasses, anybody could see them.
Yeah. Yeah, and something I remember about Jeffrey Dahmer interview I was watching one time. He said something about how he would, like, watch these old, like, the 70s movies, like The Exorcist and stuff. He said he would watch those, like, and like just revel in the evil, just feeling like he was, this evil being like that was represented in that show.
Watching the movie Exorcist 3 was also part of his ritual. It put him in the mood for murder.
I felt so hopelessly evil and perverted that I actually derived a sort of pleasure from watching that tape.
Did you like feeling evil?
No, I didn't. But I had tried to overcome the thoughts, and it worked for a while, but eventually I gave in.
I just wonder, the way that this entertainment and the stuff that these people watch, the way it clicks with them so much differently than it would with us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I think people can experience that even, like, on a fucking small to even, like, moderate scale.
You can.
I mean, like, people love fucking rooting on the villains.
Yeah.
It could be a fucking rival high school team. I mean, like, on as minuscule a level as that. You have fucking people that take it to the extreme. That feeling of embellishing and like the bad guy or the fucking taking on the role of the antagonist.
Yeah.
And fucking just coming at it from the sides like, no one roots for them. I'll be the person that I'll stand up for it.
Yeah.
No one else will. This is the fucking, it's the minority with the loud voice. I guess you can chalk it up to that.
And I think there's something to be said of the way that we. And I don't know if also, once again, he idolized them enough to wear the shirt. So he really idolized this person. And, sometimes I had a conversation with our Brock, our very own Brock. And we were talking about how it's interesting that sometimes you take the bad traits of somebody that you want to latch on to, the people you idolize. Like, you might latch on to smoking a cigarette because Kurt Cobain does. Or you might, like Earl Sweatshirt, and so then you, like, make very melancholy rap music, you know what I mean? And be sad. You're like, I need to be sad for this art. You know what I mean? You're like, you begin to convince yourself that somehow...
It's like he used his inner angst for his fucking animation to express his hatred towards basically humanity at that point. Like, I can express my hatred through this. I can express my fucking, like, self-righteous, like, what I feel is right in this. To the point that he was like, he killed himself the same way the fucking Columbine shooter did.
But the weird thing is, like, didn't people say that the Columbine shooters were, like, kind of the bullies?
No.
People didn't say that?
No, if anything, they were kind of just, like, outcasted.
Right.
Like, they just didn't really speak.
Probably like this guy.
Sure, I would say kind of like this guy. But as I've given you his precursor history to before he lost his insanity, these clips I have pulled up, this one says it's April 24th, 2017. So that would be 2 months before, less than 2 months before he done what he done. And which, just to go ahead and say it, what he had done, he concocted a plan to shoot up his job. He worked at a, I believe, I don't know how you say it, W-E-I-S, it's like Weiss Market or Weiss Market. It's like a grocery store, like supermarket kind of deal. And he worked overnights. He, like, closing shift, like, basically stalking overnight. So, he was there lockup and worked with, like, 3 or 4 other people. So, his plan that he had concocted, he was actually going to... Actually, you know what? Just go ahead and play this clip. I'll get into it in just a moment. I will let you play with the audio and hear it. I will be right back.
Okay.
You gotta check this out. So I just got my fucking shells in the mail. And look at that shit. But wait.
So he's showing off his gun shells. And he has a fuck ton of them. Laughing maniacally, if you can't tell.
There's 250 fucking shells. 250 rounds of ammunition.
This just Jimothy just had to leave me alone to experience this, and now I'm sitting here like about to tear up from just how fucking I feel it in my bones. This guy's insanity, and it's pretty terrifying.
I might as well show you the updated
Like chilling.
Well, I have you here.
Just disturbs me to think that this was 2 months before he did something tragic.
It looks about the same, right? Except now I duct taped the pistol grip thanks to Eric Harris. Gave me a little inspiration to do that.
Oh, good job, Eric.
On the gun, it was killing
Great
my
job,
hands,
Eric. Thanks for reducing the kickback on his gun so he could blow people's brains out. We appreciate that, dude.
Got these gloves and it's helped a lot. But look at this. Like,
I mean, this video has like ran a chill down my spine, dude.
250 fucking buckshot shells.
You hear the joy?
Yeah. And you know what?
What did he say about Eric? Well, I'm sorry. Like folks, I had to piss if you really needed to know.
He said that a guy named Eric, I think, helped him with a grip for his gun because he said it was hurting his hand.
You know who he was talking about, don't you?
No.
Eric Harris, the Columbine shooter. I told you.
Oh my God.
It goes to many levels.
Oh my God. Wow.
Many levels. Don't you like the Frozen poster in his bedroom and Inside Out? And
that was why I paused.
My Little Pony.
Is because, you know, one time in an episode I was like, I was once friends with somebody who was, into My Little Pony. And you were like, why did you sound so embarrassed about it? This is why. Because we have...
Stank Mata.
Stank Mata. We got some spree shooters with a My Little Pony, canvas in the back. Multiple My Little Pony canvases.
And can I raise a question,
which they're beautiful, by the way, but,
I want to raise a question. How does, first of all, red flag number one, right. How does this many, buckshots being sent to somebody in the mail not get detected? Yeah. And how's that legal to ship that many fucking shells to just a home? You know what I mean? It's not like a military thing or anything, or like a fucking ballistics or anything. This is just a fucking normal schmo's house.
Add this tag to us, dude. We'll be real sellouts then. This is dark web killer, man.
Yeah.
They got these shells from the dark web, homie.
Dude, this story kind of got overlooked by the media. At 27,
I remember seeing YouTube thumbnails about it, but I never remember seeing news coverage about it or anything.
I feel like this probably would have, because I almost feel like this was before the super surge of school shootings.
Surely.
And shit really picked up. It's I want to almost say, this was close to the time period more what movie was it? It was a Batman movie. They got shot up.
Oh, the Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight or Dark Knight. Yes, that guy. Mm-hmm. This was
with the
somewhere.
Green hair.
Yeah, somewhere in that time frame. I want to say that this happened. This happened in June 2017.
I'd like to look that up, but
he has
whatever,
dude. Having that many buckshots, having that much joy over it.
Yeah.
You can look in this man's eyes. Not a whole lot's bringing him joy.
Dude. His laugh, I mean...
It's maniacal.
Yeah, 100% maniacal.
It's you can probably feel maybe part of that show is there's maybe part of it that's real. That's fucking just fucking sinister feelings just boiling up inside. Just you know something that nobody else does.
There's 250 fucking shells!
250 rounds of ammunition! What the fuck?
Oh my god, and you're laughing your ass off about it.
Mm-hmm.
About fucking going into a place and shooting people. Holy shit. It really makes me emotional, man. I don't know why. It's just it's so hard to empathize with it, because when you really think about that feeling, it's like, it's so scary. You know, it's the part of your humanity. It's like the monster inside of you that, like, you can't control. And it's, it grows on you. You know, those things. It's like these ideas, you just build them up in your mind and make them so powerful.
Eventually they just stack.
Yeah.
They stack and keep on compounding on top of each other until it just explodes.
And I mean, that's exactly what happens. Segue into playing the video again.
Yeah.
That just fucking happened. I mean, holy shit, like, I got the box and it was like fucking huge. I'm like, jeez. And I'm the one who bought this ammunition, by the way, and I didn't realize.
His parents doesn't know he owns these guns, by the way.
Well, how do you realize there's 250 in there, Andrew? I don't know. Because, like, I saw the box, I'm like, oh, okay, it's just one.
You notice you call yourself Andrew.
The fucking receipt?
No.
Oh, the box is like 26 pounds.
You think about, like, the parents of this person who were, I don't know, accepting enough to let him hang My Little Pony posters in his room and all these other things, you know? And it's like,
BAM!
I don't know, man. Like, he has all these things in his room. He's got a piano. He's got all this art.
My goddess.
That's Amber McLean. Oh my goddess, did you hear
I am
him?
fucking armed. I am fucking armed, bitch.
Wow. Dude, I'm sorry not to make laugh, but I would love to see that picture next to the fucking My Little Pony things in the background, and it just says, I'm fucking armed.
I am fucking armed, bitch.
Oh my god, that's so horrible. Please, guys. I don't think My Little Pony people are school shooters, okay? And
not all of them believe they're going to be reincarnated as a fucking female ghost to join their female goddess.
And I don't want you to feel outcasted for repping My Little Pony either, man. You fucking do you. And I mean that.
I'm a wrestling fan. I understand your pain.
Right. We all appreciate things that have stank motto. I like Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, I mean, like every single one of us at this podcast do. And it's a stinky badge that we wear.
Right. So be proud of that shit. But, you know, this guy, not a good look for the brand team.
No. If you want an idea of his cartoon, it should be your next tab.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? This is important. This is actually what I was about to allude to. We'll go ahead and do that one. What I was going to say before I got into it.
Well, I see this is the day after, right? January, February, March, April 25th.
Yeah, this is the very next
24th.
day. Yeah, the very next day after he got these shotgun shells. He has concocted this plan, and he's filming it. And what he's going to do is he's going to flip a coin 2 out of 3 times. I believe it's 2 out of 3 times. He may just flip it once. But if it lands on one thing, he's going to kill himself at his home, leaving his parents to find him. If he flipped it the other way, he was going to take another human life with him. And as you can play it. Okay. It runs a couple minutes, but like you'll get the gist.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the deal. Got a 1983 quarter right here. You believe in fate? Here's the fate test. I'm gonna flip this 3 times.
Oh my god.
We're the best out of 3.
He got this on camera?
Yes.
And if it's heads, I'll do it here. If it's tails,
wow, he's saying it straight up.
Oh, dude, he released tapes like literally as the shooting right before it happened in the store at midnight. He went in at 11 p.m. for his shift. He barricaded the doors like the emergency exit with his car, so these people couldn't get out because the front doors are locked, the store's closed.
Decided to do this outside. That way you get the maximum height possible on this flip. So, it's just...
He was sending out his manifesto via video on Twitter, as like before he done it. Suicide tapes is what he called one of them. Journal was another. Digital set was another, and they were all like 2 to 3, 4 hours each. Like these big long manifestos about how his parents hated him, or he never loved his father. His father always, like he always felt like a woman, things like that.
No.
Gonna touch it.
And you said that was where at? I wasn't paying attention for the first second.
Like,
I was lost.
where
in
it
thought.
happened. Is that what you're asking?
Where he put that stuff up to saying all that
The
stuff.
tails.
Oh, Twitter.
Okay.
It was like It was like data links to
Tails.
like these big files.
So
He's
that's
flipped the
one.
coin.
I'm not gonna cut. I'm not gonna touch the
got
tripod.
one
the
tails.
camera. Only just to show you.
Yeah, these zooms remind me of another creepy video we've watched. You remember the?
I feel fantastic.
Yeah, whenever-
I got the same exact vibes.
They're zooming in on that random spot in the woods.
where they buried the body.
No, man, there's no fucking conspiracy of what's going on here, though. I mean, this guy's laying it flat out, and
He wants the world to see what his.
it begs the question about
Had to
spree
be, right?
killers and stuff wanting the fame
That's
from
ahead.
it.
Ego, man.
Ooh,
Narcissism.
one of each. Tension's building up.
It's a fate test, man.
Like, he clearly wants commentary on this, or he wouldn't create it to begin with.
Wants
Unless
to
he's
be-
making it for himself, which I feel like.
I mean, he idolized the Columbine shooters, dude.
Right.
I feel like he would have wanted some type of notoriety or to go down in the books. Little did he know he'd just go down in
this
a
is the
sea of...
moment.
Little did he know he would just go down in a sea of other shooters and get lost in the midst of the Trump hypermania that was the news media at the time. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is when that happened. He got lost in that.
That's tails.
2 tails.
You can see it. The fucking exposure on this is going all sorts of wonky. Here.
The devil won that coin flip.
There we go.
The
Now you can
devil
see
was
it.
going to win anyway. Just taking more people with him.
So,
No, but what do you think, man? Do you think that if it would have flipped the other way, he would have just killed himself and not tried to take anybody?
Yes, I've heard his
let's
manifestos.
flip this
I
next
think
coin,
that too.
and it lands on tails. There's going to be devastation and destruction.
Devastation and destruction.
It's like I feel like a part of him really wants it to be tails.
Oh, he definitely wants it to be tail.
But he ain't
He's
gonna
gonna
rib
let
you.
fate decide, though.
Yeah, he ain't gonna rib you. He's not using it like a double-headed coin or a double-tailed coin.
Number 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are slowly watching the insanity slip out of the humor
To the right.
into a physical form of hate and violence.
Where did it land? Find it. Where you land, you son of a-
He's throwing this coin up so high outside.
He's letting the skies bless it.
Had to be, huh? Have to have it come down to the very last coin flip.
Oh, I already thought he had 2 tails. I guess not. He's one of each.
Oh, the suspense is here.
Oh my god, wow. Wow. Took 4 coin flips and this one decides it all.
Like, I hope this suffices enough. You said you wanted to talk about something dark again.
Yeah.
This isn't
For
gore.
the fans, man. For the
Yeah.
fans.
Okay.
Not for the, not because we
This is
it.
I've genuinely
all the
wanted to
marbles.
talk about this for a
It's
long
fucking
time.
fascinating, that's for sure.
We're playing for like much more than marbles here.
This is practically gore footage. I
Yeah.
mean, to me it is because it's as directly
It's
associated
it's
with the
disturbing.
crime.
It's fucking disturbing.
Yep.
The flip of a coin.
I've always said that, like, as far as scary movies go, monsters never scared me. Humans who are unreasonable scare the fuck out of
Oh,
me.
fuck yeah.
Just to the side.
I
Damn,
can't
dude,
see
you
it.
throwing
I
that
see it in the
fucking
grass, but I
going
can't
hard.
see it.
You gotta search around for it. It's like looking for a fucking golf ball.
What if it landed in some dog shit?
Tails.
He had to pull it out.
That is a tails, folks. Tails.
Oh no.
Which
He
means
just made a gun motion with his hand.
besides my own. Possibly more than one. That's fate for you. I didn't cut the camera at all. I didn't cheat. It rolled the entire time.
That's
I
not
don't
really
think
the problem.
anybody's gonna question the validity of your coin toss.
If anything, I would
If it was
rather you
all
cheat
legit and
and get the
authentic.
suicide option.
Are you really concerned if people really
What else do you
are
need me to
bothered
say?
if it was a fake coin or not?
Oh yeah. I don't know. That's a good question though.
But again, how were the flags not fucking flown?
Right. He's saying
He's
it
outright saying it. He's
more
plotting
clearly
it.
than anybody possibly could. Honestly.
Like we're the goddamn people at YouTube like this. Fucking at their computer screens, just like dead,
Yeah.
asleep, not paying a damn bit of attention.
YouTube quality team, fucking get your shit together, dude. And honestly, if this guy had a following online, though, he didn't have a single viewer who was concerned, like...
I mean, I'm sure he did. People had reached out to him, as far as I know.
But nobody, I guess, like, called the police, which...
They must not have.
You don't want to do that to somebody, but...
I mean, like, this
It's
is
not be worth
straight.
the fucking risk sometime, dude.
This is straight plotting a crime.
I
Yeah.
was originally just going to do it like just one big flip and whatever it was going to be, it was going to be it. First one was tails anyway.
So he's like, no matter what,
That's
He
great.
wanted it to be Tails.
it was
and
gonna
he-
be tails.
Yeah.
It was
way
willed
still
into
keeps it in
existence in
mind,
his
but-
fate.
I'm not going against the flip of the coin. I'm going to do it. I'm not tempting fate. I'm just going with it.
Do you think that in some way relinquished a choice for him to be able to do
Maybe,
it?
Fucking
maybe
real.
it felt, maybe in
He's
a
like,
weird way,
I didn't choose to kill these people. Fate did.
fate chose them for me. That's fucked.
Like that's a way of detaching yourself from it. I feel.
Fucking absolutely.
But another weird thing about it too, if it comes down to like calling the police on this guy, what actual evidence do you have? What I mean, you could maybe say like, "Hey, let's get you to see a counselor or something."
I mean, you may
Or-
have enough to like hold. I mean, maybe not hold somebody, but I mean, if
what
you
would
have a
do with
consecutive,
the guy, he's not done anything yet.
I mean,
You know
like,
what I mean?
But he's
just-
outlining that, you know, either I'm going to kill myself, which is enough of a statement to have people put you at least on a 72-hour hold or something like that, psychiatric watch.
Good point.
And if not that, you're stumbling into the fucking territory of, hey, he's saying there's going to be a loss of another human life besides my own. That's indicating, I mean, like, it's a base level threat. It's not like naming a person.
Yeah.
It's not naming a location. But, he did earlier supermarket.
That's true.
He said,
I
if it's
mean,
Tails supermarket, then it's like, loss of another human life besides mine.
mhm.
So, I think they would have enough. I mean, like, if they really looked into it, but that would have been up to the fucking, I guess, the city, whatever, Eaton Township in Pennsylvania is where it happened. So I guess it would be up to that department to really, if they had caught wind of it at the time. But how could you not?
Yeah.
Especially if he had a following of, a semi big following or decent sized following.
Somebody. I mean, people.
Out of a couple 10,000 people, dude, I find it hard to believe that no one reached out or no one would have said anything. I just don't buy that.
Right.
You can, this is probably jumping a little bit back in time
Okay.
on him, but like, I just want, point being, like, the seeds are kind of planted even back then.
This is a legit YouTube channel.
No, this is somebody has made this channel. The channel
Okay.
that we're finding these videos on, by the way, is Welcome to the Squad. If you want to see these videos uploaded as they were, doesn't have everything he ever done. And it's not like I'm saying like glorify this man's work or anything. Like no, that's not what I'm saying at all. It's just like, man, this is a case. It's like it's so warped in like gender dysphoria to a degree. You know, believing in reincarnation, that you'll be in this creation that you've made with a cartoon character that is your goddess, and you're worshiping these Columbine shooters as idols, you know.
Yeah, there's some deeply psychological things going on here.
Yeah.
And as always, it seems art tends to show the soul of the creator. I mean, is this something that he's created?
Man. Yeah, this was his cartoon series. It was called, it will be in the title, Ember's Ghost Squad. Okay. Yeah. Named after, of course, his goddess, Ember.
Yeah. Here we go. Conspiring a Massacre 2.
That's episode 2. Conspiring a Massacre.
Okay.
Even with custom intro music, you can skip this if you would like. But
I'm like disturbed by it though. It sounds fucking.
I mean, you can listen to it if you really want to gather it, but it's the opening music. Okay, it didn't run forever.
No.
Bullies, the pestering tormentors of grade school. Outcasts, those who are rejected by others in the social hierarchy. Every human being on the planet Earth is divided into a social zone. Although grade school bullies temporarily inflict harm to their selected victims, in the end they almost always walk away unscathed. They pass through life as if nothing happened behind the walls of the prison that every child on Earth has had to be locked in.
Character there that was to the left, that was him.
However,
his living version. These are living characters before they turn to ghosts.
You've humiliated me for the last time, Jared. Playtime's over.
That's what I'm saying, like, even the humor that it's trying to lace in there is so fucked.
Dude, no, this is disturbing as fuck. And it's very good
September
animation,
5th, 2014, so this was a little less than 3 years prior to the shooting.
I mean, this is not bad animation.
No, it's not.
Put your fucking heart and soul into this, dude. This wasn't a good enough outlet for him to express his fucking emotions, I guess, though.
I want to record my thoughts for the future generations. Decades from now, I want to be remembered as a goddess who walked among you worthless, pathetic humans. I was once a 20-year-old high school student, but now I'm a ghost who haunts your everyday lives. There's nothing that you could have done to stop me. It was fate. It was fate. All my life, I felt like I was destined to do something historic. I was a very quiet person in grade school, but little did the souls around me realize what was
It's literally like an
going on
open
inside
window
of
to
my
the soul.
head.
100%.
I've watched you socialize. I've watched you eat. I've even watched you sleep.
Very central theme around
analyzed your
faith
daily
as well.
routines, your daily habits. Eventually knowing the moves you'd make before you'd even contemplate about making them. This world wasn't meant for love and good-intentioned acts of kindness. It was meant for the
That's so
evolved to cause
sad.
mass
That's so sad that he felt that way, dude.
Each and every day, it's never any different. Some of you will lightly shove me out of your way. Others won't even acknowledge that I exist.
The voice acting's not even bad.
No,
this is like somebody that he got to do this with.
Yeah, the animation's not bad.
And he was very passionate about it too.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, could things? Yeah, you could pause it there or turn it down there.
Okay.
I mean, could something have been? Had there been proper intervention on his mental health? I mean, like, he probably would still be doing this today. If maybe it could have been maybe it was too far gone by this point.
But when I see something like this, maybe I'm too keen to think that skills are somehow, atonement in life.
I do have a second episode or a second smaller clip of that show pulled up if you want to pull it up.
I just feel like if you have a skill like this, like animation, and surely some part of him knew that it was good, and
maybe I didn't, but Yeah, you see, like, I won't expect you to play that. That's 56 minutes, but that's part of one of his manifestos. That's a goodbye to his parents. It says that came out in June 1st, literally 1 full week before the shooting happened.
Did you say a full week before?
Yeah, 7 days before.
He came out as bisexual to his parents. Is that what you said? He came out as bisexual to his parents?
I don't know. No, I didn't say that. I don't think.
Dude, I'm sorry. I was zoned out, man. This is like seriously. There's just a lot for me to say here. I feel like,
and there's a lot of it to take in.
Yeah.
And I told you we were going to dive on this puppy, so
yeah,
we sure are. Yeah, this is like one of the many parts of his manifesto that he released on Twitter and shit. I mean, like, this existed, the file did, but I think he just released it on his Twitter maybe, like, as it was happening.
Okay.
It may not have even been these same exact ones, but this is part of his manifesto.
And it was about 2 months after those previous videos we just watched,
Yeah,
he was loading got the shotgun shells, and the one where he flipped the coin.
Yeah, this is literally like, at this point, he's like outright prepping. He's already mentally, practically ready to do this.
Right.
So, I mean,
how far out is this from the actual?
7 days.
Okay.
7 days. That's what I'm saying. Like, so if you want to play it, you can probably just hear it in his voice, just see where the mindset is.
The mindset was pretty fucking maniacal about 2 months ago, so I'm sure he's just spiraled even more.
I wouldn't even say it's definitely a maniacal at this point. It's not that.
It's like subdued, maybe.
Just
a guess.
Purpose to live. And that's when I started animating that massacre video, and I'm pretty sure I told Mom about it right after the surgery this year. Saying, I'm going to pitch it to animators so they can help me do it. It's like going to be like a high school shooting video. I might have said that. I don't know for certain, but you kind of forgot about it, unfortunately. But I couldn't do it all by myself. It just took too damn long, and I got sick of working on it, so it got really abridged to, the vision of what I really had in mind. But it's the darkest thing I've ever made, and I loved it.
Talking about one of his animations.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all thanks to Eric Harris and Dylan Cleveland.
There you go, your Columbine shooters again. All thanks to them.
They inspired me. You just be thankful I didn't start making pipe bombs. I very easily could have.
What is it?
You just go to a hardware store and get the stuff.
What does that mean?
Like, be happy I found those two as heroes, and
not somebody who used
that
pop
day
bombs.
During the shooting, they had 99 homemade bombs that they made out of just typical stuff: BBs, gunpowder, duct tape, propane tanks, all this stuff, and they made bombs out of it. I very easily could have gotten into doing stuff like that, but I didn't want to risk hurting myself over it. But I could have done it. Probably could have. But Columbine was my Bible. It was my guidebook. It was everything. I analyzed the living hell out of it. I watched all the documentaries on it. Saw what went right, what went wrong. Obviously now, people are trained to respond faster to shooting incidents. But at the time, it was contain a situation. That's why so many people died during Columbine, was because the SWAT didn't enter the building until like an hour after the shooting started. Nowadays, people enter like right away. But this is totally different than a school shooting. But,
I mean, like, not that I don't even really think you need to go any further.
This is a full fucking hour. Holy shit.
That's just like one part of like maybe 5 or 6 of these.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're all of that length of 56 minutes to 2 hours, somewhere in there. Like, if you're really trying to escape reality and go to another layer of hell, this is the great way to go.
Fuck. I just can't wrap.
But to the depths of, like, that should tell you to the depths of, like, the Columbine worship.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna attribute your fucking skill in life to, like, you're gonna contribute that to school shooters? Why?
It's like, man, could just kept on making skits.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can only go as far, too, as your parents would help. Because I don't know how old he was. I know he wasn't. I think he killed himself when he was, I think he might have been 26.
Didn't he say he was like talking to animators and all this stuff? Like,
yeah, like collaborating with people and all that stuff, even up to that point.
Oh my god, how creepy did it feel to be one of those people who collaborated with him, not knowing that
Make Me Bad apparently was like really confused.
Right.
I mean, like, considering...
just flash to him just fucking going out and up in his, car.
Yeah, and considering Make Me Bad was, like, one of his, like, influences and stuff, It's like someone he wanted to collab with and got a chance to and ended up getting to work with in the future I think he might have even voiced on one episode of his animation. If I'm not mistaken. I know he reached out to him at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I know Make Me Bad put out some kind of statement after it had happened. I can't recount to what, but it seemed somber but distant, if that makes sense. Like, trying to mourn it, but not really mourn it, because it's like, you can't just associate yourself with somebody who just committed an atrocity, like, shooting up your fucking store and killing three of your coworkers. So he spared one. And if you want, I have one final video pulled up. There's not really any audio to it. It's 2 minutes.
I mean, it is... I didn't realize how deeply rooted part of the problem with shooters being that they're like the dogs are distracted.
Oh, shout out to the doggos! Like when we was talking about Funky Town, goddamn it, the dogs are back.
There's nothing else to that. Shouts out to the dog that's hanging out around the building here, folks.
Yeah,
the Kiwi Kingdom is guarded by numerous amounts of doggos.
Of all shapes and sizes. The dogs were in the Funky Town too.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah. I just tried to repeat history.
I shouldn't be smiling. Sorry. I love brain cake, folks. It gets me excited to talk about our stuff. But it really speaks to the idea of, school shooters doing it because of the fame and the status that they're brought. Because, in that animation, he was talking about, like, that, or the lady voice in the animation was saying, like...
Point being, he still wrote it.
Right. And it was talking about, like, the power to become legendary, to do something that you'll be remembered by forever.
Mm-hmm. Talking about how humanity's fucking worthless and how it's just, like, dirt beneath the bottom of your shoe and shit like that.
I think it's just, like... It's the last spit in the face to a world that completely... like abandon you, or to a world that completely
you feel abandoned by,
right,
or that you feel like you've segregated yourself from, like, I'm not like the rest of you.
Right.
A lot of that mentality. I'm not like the rest of you. I'm different.
And being isolated only leads to, like, more and more, isolated thinking.
Yeah. Keep yourself in check, folks. Don't get too disassociated from the good things in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
Probably a good lesson to take away from this episode, if you take anything from it. But yeah, if you would like, pull up the last video here and we'll get out of here.
Alrighty.
Because I'm pretty sure we've already killed, like, any happiness that people had and disturbed them greatly. This is him walking his camera through the store that he is about to shoot up. The path that he plans on taking throughout the store.
This is the last piece of pain I have to experience.
Yes.
Then. And it's the fucking climax of the story, because this is, how soon before? I imagine it's...
This is like the night of, or the night before.
And really is going to hit home, and, like, it is the place that, it happened. So I'm just going to play.
Yep. Well, like I said, there's really no audio to this. I just leave it for I feel like you need it for visuals.
Right.
I mean, like, you said everything up to this point feels like you're watching snuff or gore. And it's hard to say it's not, man, because this is like the prelude to gore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this feels no different to me than fucking the cartel interviewing someone they're about to decapitate.
Right.
Like, this is like, this man is taking you into his work where he is about to be in a night or two, where he plans on taking 2 fucking pump shotguns and blowing the motherfucker up, putting his passcode in, all that good stuff.
Hey man, those work training videos where they tell you don't scan your badge for somebody to get in.
Yep,
fucking listen to that shit, dog.
No tailgating allowed. No piggybacking. Damn it. But like, how ominous is it though? You're willing to take your camera and you want to show people to the point. Like this is egotism. This is straight fucking narcissism. You want people to see the path of where you're gonna take your devastation through.
And there's this idea behind, like, just idolizing this idea of it, because it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen very quickly. So it's like you almost have to have and give yourself this big build up to the climax. You know what I mean? Like months of planning and thinking about it and enjoying it, like reveling in what's gonna happen. And that way, because if you don't, you just do it and it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, great. We're going to get some great grocery store music ambiance here just to make it extra creepy.
Yeah. I feel like this is like some shit Screamer Claus would open up a song with.
Fuck.
So keep in mind, like, his plan here was like, the front door's locked because the store's closed. So he takes his car and backs it up against the emergency exit back door that the staff would come in through. So the people that are in there working tonight, they're barricaded inside. He took 2 shotguns, 2 pistol grip pump action shotguns. I told you how many people he killed in the store. He killed 3 co-workers and he left 1 alive. So a total of 4 people dead, him included. He killed Terry Sterling, Victoria fucking Brong, and Brian Hayes.
Very respectful to include her middle name, fucking.
Yeah, Victoria fucking.
You said Victoria fucking.
Victoria fucking. So he took 2 shotguns. He's killed 3 people, correct? How many shots do you think he used? Those shotguns. 59 shots.
He took 59 shots.
He had to have just been blazing this motherfucker through the aisles. And CCTV.
Just blasting everything.
Yeah, and CCTV exists. There's surveillance footage of this. I mean, like, I've never seen it. I mean, like, there's news clippings that made it, obviously, like the clip you could show of somebody fucking strong. There's only one clip I did see, and it's of the person that he left alive. Think of being the person you don't even know this is going on. It doesn't even dawn on this person initially that this is happening. Fucking Kristen Newell was her name. Was the only person left alive in the store. Because he comes up, she's stalking on a shelf in one of the aisles, and there's already people dead in the store. At this point.
How was she stalking the shelves though? She didn't hear shotgun blasts going off. Earbuds. Oh my god.
I think she was listening to music, had earbuds in, stalking. I mean, it's a late night shift, dude. What else you gonna do? So sure, pop some music in your ears and fucking.
Oh my god.
You're at work, right? And it's you and 2 other people you can trust.
This is the most boring part of your day. You just got to get through this shit and go home.
Yeah. Little do you know, there's a fucking crazy Randy Stair standing behind you while you're stalking the shelf, holding his shotguns. Stares at you for a couple seconds and walks off and goes to kill himself. Wow. She realized what was happening after a bit and she hid.
Oh my god.
Think about that, man. Like, literally every other coworker you work with is dead.
You just walking through your store, you find one body.
Shotgun blasted.
Walk a little farther after being freaked the fuck out, find another body.
And then another
Shit's
body.
blasted all to pieces.
And then everything's quiet. Everything is silent. The only thing you hear is probably the music over the speakers in the store. And you go to find behind the deli section is Randy Stair with a shotgun between his knees with the barrel cocked at his head, already dead. The same way Columbine shooter Eric Harris committed suicide.
Wow.
With the shotgun cocked between his knees, sitting down. Same exact way he killed himself.
Wow.
So he killed himself even to the degree that the shooter had done himself.
Boner.
So, man, like, that's calculated as fuck. It's creepy as fuck.
And to be that woman who was spared.
Yeah, and that's the creepiest footage of all, man. It's just him standing there and just looking, and then just walks off.
It makes you wonder why he decided to spare her, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, was there a motive, or did he feel like he'd already done enough? He'd left his
Right.
mark, let somebody be alive to tell the story.
That's kind of what I thought too. Maybe that was even a power move. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's leaving someone to tell the tale.
And in ways, that's even darker than killing somebody, is leaving them alive, having experienced something super fucking traumatic.
Scarring them with that trauma for the rest of their life. There's not going to be any amount of therapy or anything you could do like that to fucking erase that stain from your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck with that. That's not going anywhere.
And that, like we said, is like that spit in the face, like one last spit in the face of, you know, a society or a world that you feel like was, you know, had treated you with the most disrespect and unfairness.
Yeah, and you know the only reason he brought
and you know, it caused you so much pain that, like, you just want to inflict pain on others, you know?
Fuck, man, the only reason he brought a secondary shotgun was in case the first one jammed or malfunctioned. He had no intentions for this to go off without a hitch.
It's weird that he just killed 3 people, though.
That was pretty much everybody there that worked there that night except him and that lady he spared.
Yeah.
That was the entire shift. Because he was like shift lead. He was like night shift lead.
I mean, you never know.
No, you don't.
You literally never know. If you gamble with your life by merely associating with motherfuckers, people are strange, and that's why I like to stay at home.
And that's why I like Tiny Tim.
Yeah. And,
sorry if we soured your evening, your morning, your night. You asked for it. You got it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm happy I finally got to square this topic away. It's something I've wanted to talk about for a long time because, I mean, people need to reevaluate mental illness. It always needs to be on the forefront. And like, if I learned anything from him, like, it's like, what could have been avoided?
Right.
What could have been avoided?
A lot of these situations probably could be avoided.
Could have early enough intervention had stopped what was gonna happen, or was in his fucking warped perspective, was fate already sealed in the stars?
Yeah.
Are you a believer of fate? Is that something that is tangible? Like, I don't think so. But what he was gonna do, he was gonna do anyway. I feel like no matter what, he was going to do something. That he was already too far gone mentally. Like, something, intervention, man, therapy, fucking medications, like, I don't know.
Because whenever I see a person like that, and maybe I'm wrong to assume this, but, like, I see pain, you know what I mean? Like, I see, like, and that's why it, like, makes me emotional, is because if I try to empathize with the level of pain that they must be feeling to want to go and kill multiple people in a fit of rage, like, it's a scary place to be mentally, and just very...
people get dejected and get into fucking very dark
and it makes me just, you know, because from the level that I can empathize that on, you know, like, knowing the pain that I have felt and the loneliness that I have felt in my life, because let's be honest, we're weirdos ourselves and have been our whole lives, and we probably are fairly close to the category, you know, of people that this guy, that you'd fit him into, you know. I don't know. Not necessarily, but, you know, who even gives a fuck about that anyway?
I'm a saint.
But all I'm saying is whenever I, you know, hear him talk about this stuff, it just makes me be like, man, I just wish you had a good friend. You know what I mean? I wish you had somebody that, like, you could vent this stuff to, because the feeling of being alone in this, you know, downward spiral, it's very enticing to just keep on going down that tunnel.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless it was hitting his entire life. I mean, like I said, it was doing videos in 2007. There was a happy creator there at a point. Someone who seemed like they were just having fun, and then somewhere along the line, a switch flipped.
And there obviously is some kind of mental illness there as well that, you know, might not necessarily be, you know, created directly from society. Like, there's definitely something off.
Something that seems like it's deep rooted in there.
Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, you know, obsessing over that character, you know, for example, is just a little, you know, out there to begin with. And
I mean, it's delusional.
Right, but there's people out there who do shit like that and they're harmless every day. So you don't really want to lump him in.
Sure, but I mean, it just seems like it's a cabal.
It's a cabal of strange, like, antisocial behavior.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, you take something like that and then you warp it with something like, say, Columbine, and, like, taking inspiration and influence from the entirely wrong fucking sources.
Yeah.
And mix it with parents that maybe semi-give a fuck to don't give a fuck at all.
Mm-hmm.
To mixing that with angst, being misunderstood, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this shit can be prevented.
Mm-hmm. And
if you know shit like that, man, tip a motherfucker off. God damn, like I said, how many red flags can you ignore?
I mean, be nice to people, man. Please, like, and I know I'm not trying to breed this like wimpy mentality that you have to walk on eggshells around everybody. But I just, be nice to people, man, because whenever you see these people, in your school or at your workplace, treat them like a fucking human, even if they are weird as fuck, because everybody's weird as fuck, you know what I mean? And honestly, it's only gonna make them a lot more weird if you fucking outcast them. Mm-hmm. Like, why not be a branch to bring that person in? Everybody needs love from each other in this world. Everybody needs to, like, feel accepted by other people, and that's really important for people who you feel like may feel outcasted. Like, reach a hand out, man. It's not that fucking hard to be nice.
Yeah. Reach a hand out to us. Love us and accept us and appreciate us. We are Brain Cake. Please love us, God.
Love us, man. Jesus Christ.
God damn.
We're dying for your love.
Fucking love us, man. God, no.
Jesus!
There it is. Yeah, that's the one.
Jesus. Man.
Fucking beautiful. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
You always got to praise Jesus at the end of the show.
That's right. Be kind to each other. Do unto others as you would want done to you and shit.
That's right.
We are Brain Cake. Do follow us on Instagram. What's the fucking hot lingo tag there? What's our name on
Instagram? It's braincake.podcast.
Oh, that's the same for TikTok, right?
Right, that is correctamundo, my friend.
Oh, and you can always find us on Spotify, fucking all those other good audio outlets. Every Wednesday drops out every Wednesday.
That's right, boy.
YouTube is always pending, but is always following up. Be sure to follow us on there as well, our main YouTube channel. If you're seeing my beautiful face here, then you've probably already found it. And if not, then you're probably watching this on the Clips channel, which most likely more of you have found it. In that case, go the other way. Click on the other channel.
Right, listen to the full. This is a podcast. We do full shit.
Yeah, this is a full fucking show. This ain't like, oh man, you guys really knocked that out of the park in one take. No, man, this is a full fucking show. We ain't just sitting here
in your car.
Yeah, it's not like I'm driving 2 fucking hours to sit here and talk 15 minutes about a fucking beheading.
Yeah.
There's more to it, man. Go click that shit.
Right. And you know what? If you love us, man, if you feel anything, if you have suggestions for shows, if you have praise, if you have criticism, we welcome literally all of it, because let's build a fucking cakey little community here, man.
Let's build a fucking cake.
With like-minded and cool people.
A cauldron of brainiacs.
That's right, a cauldron of brainiacs.
All in the fucking stew.
All right.
It's hot and full of carrots and stuff.
It's been a great one.
Good. It does.
Homie, glad to have you back. Let's high five.
High five? Oh, hell yeah. How about one of these fist things? These dabs?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Elbow to fucking the people out there, yeah.
That's right.
Fucking COVID dap, bitch.
We love you guys. We don't know you personally, but I like to say that. We love you guys. Signing off. This was Brain Cake.
Be kind to each other, man. Come on, fuck.
Jesus! Magic everywhere in this bitch.
Oblivion.
No!
God damn it! No!
This is what I wanted.
She spilled my
Fuck yeah, she spilled my fucking coffee.
I'm sorry.
Spilled my goddamn coffee good. Spill it good. God, man, we can't do an episode. We can't exit right. That's fuck.
Goodbye.
Whew. God, I have to piss again.